What is going on out there in the great big wide world of trucking? JT here in the studio with you. Another edition of Studio 10-4 Live on a Wednesday afternoon up in the Pacific Northwest. And of course, things wouldn't be the same if I didn't have one guy at the top of the show, and that'd be my guy Pete Henderson from all the way across the pond, as they say. Good to have you back, Peter. I swear he must have his finger on the trigger for whatever time it is where he's at, which is a whole different world compared to us here at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, John, good to have you on the show. Yeah, thanks for jumping back in, man. John, you're coming a regular. Good to have you on, and nice to have everybody else that'll be trickling in here as time picks up and we get going. So, this is our special monthly show that we do, and it doesn't always work out, it seems, lately, because a lot of you guys have just been so doggone busy. We can't quite get you in front of a device and online. So, you got to work, you got to make money, and we get that. So we'll just try to do the best we can to bring you our featured cover truckers every month, and if they're available, then we'll get them on here. And this month, cover trucker, in case you haven't seen it, and I don't know if you haven't seen it where you've been, but that'd be Keith Bothwell, and there's his truck right there on the cover of 10-4 magazine, and that 1962 Kenworth right there, preliminarily, big word, as I have been told, is one of the most well-received, and I don't know in how long of a span of time, but if ever, I hear from Shannon that we're getting blown up on that truck. So subscriptions, people wanting to get their subscriptions so they don't miss out ever again on the opportunity. When next time, of course, we have a cover coming out, a new cover will be pretty soon, actually. So we be here before you know it, man. It's crazy how that happens. But that being said, get a subscription and you won't miss out on yours. You'll get your magazine just like that, 10-4 magazine, and it'll come to you in the mail, and it'll be covered in a clear plastic jacket, so it's protected. Nothing will happen to it in transit, hopefully. It's really thick plastic. Other way to get it, too, you can get 5 copies in a package, and a little more money per year, but well worth it. So if you got friends or a shop or a business, you want to spread magazines out, it's a great way to do it. Annette, you and Roger, I hope you guys are doing great. Good to have you guys watching from Riverdale, California. Jeremy Neal, good to have you on the show. Johnson, volunteer giving out $5,000 first. Yeah. Okay, so there it is, the first spam of the day. And guess what? Bye-bye. All right, so I'm not going to block you this time there, dude, but find somewhere else to drop your junk. John, hello. Good to have you on the show, man. Oh, spammers. You get the sir spam a lot and miss spam a lots. And the ones that are, I don't know, man. It's just, who knew when social media was created that this whole business model would be created for, you get the hoochie mamas out there and whatever else that's created their identity on Instagram, babes of Instagram, not really that, Instagram. Yeah, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's just incredible. And these people are making money. Thanks, Miss Shannon's on it. Shannon blocked that guy. So we're good to go. These women are making big money doing what they do, because of the sheer numbers of views that they get from their profiles. If anybody's ever wondered, how is it? Why are they doing it? How are they doing it? How are they making money? Advertisers are paying these people, whether it be in kind, cash, product, airplane tickets, vacations. I've had stories told to me of some of these personalities. I won't say who, but some of them are paid to simply go on a vacation at some resort somewhere and share pictures of themselves while they're there doing whatever they're doing at the resort. And that's the promotion, and they get paid for doing it. They get the free, trip there and back, and they get paid while they're there. I don't know. So anyway, I guess I'm in the wrong business, but hey, I look at it this way: I'm getting paid to be here right now a little bit. So nice to be here and do this every week. I enjoy what I do, and I don't have the looks that the Instagram models do. That's for damn sure. So hopefully I can keep you entertained and coming back. Um, big weekend, of course, in NASCAR. I don't know how many of us are NASCAR fans out there, but they had the biggest race of the weekend already has happened, and that is Daytona 500, which almost didn't happen because of the weather. Again, it was postponed until Monday night. That and the United 300 both were run Monday night, and I enjoy sports a lot, and I enjoy a lot of sports. And I've not been, super big NASCAR guy for all my life. I mean, it's something I've picked up along the way, and in doing so, and I've watched a lot of motorsports. I watch all kinds. So it's not because I haven't, dove into the NASCAR thing. It's just another one of them, and I haven't been a big follower of NASCAR as much as I have NHRA. So love NHRA. One of my favorites of all time, in fact. So, and I'm super stoked about what's going on with NHRA. It is really, really coming out of it. It's funk that it had kind of fallen into, especially with COVID, just like everybody else. They took a hit, but they were already kind of headed down, a bad road. I mean, and still there's plenty of tracks that are closing, but there's more that are being built and opened. So, and I don't mean more than being closed. I just mean that it seems like we're staying even now, from what I'm understanding. And I'm watching all the stuff being shared in the news and on social media. Teams are testing. There was teams posting pictures from Famoso. Those of you that are Truckin For Kids people, Famoso, and of course the Southern California folks know Famoso. There's teams out there testing right now that are getting ready for this season in HRA. So anyway, NASCAR and the race Daytona 500 this weekend. I've kind of come, I was getting ribbed at work because I got some hardcore motorsport guys that used to race at work at Rogue Truck Body, and they don't even watch this stuff no more. They've just been so disenchanted by the show that it's become, and I get it. But NASCAR's trying to find itself and stay on top and make money, and they got a lot of things they have to do to make their business model work. And they, number one, they have to have viewers. Fox Network, Fox Sports. I mean, they have to be able to say they can deliver the package and deliver the product. And that's all based on how many people watch and what the advertisers are willing to pay for that. And NBC. So it's split. The season's split. I think it's 50-50, NBC Sports and Fox Sports. So yes, Peter Henderson. Yeah, NASCAR is stock car racing. North American Sports Car Association and Racing, I think, is, if I'm not mistaken, what the acronym is on that. Anyway, NASCAR's had to do things to, I guess, what they think they had to do anyways, is turn it into a show. So it's lots of crazy graphics, lots of, drama, lots of this, lots of that, where unfortunately on the racing side of things, I truly think they've lost a few steps. And it's kind of like a basketball game anymore, where in fact, kind of everything's turning this way too. Look what happened in the Super Bowl. Whoever touches the ball last wins. And in Daytona 500 on Monday, I came home from work. There was 38 laps to go, and it was won and lost in the last 5-6 laps. And Dan, I hope you've watched it by now, but if you haven't, plug your ears now. or for anybody else that hasn't watched it yet, spoiler alert. The wreck that they had there in the last, I think it was under 10 laps, and they had this. It took out half of the field. So, I mean, that's crazy. And it took out the top half. So those guys that were all up in front on the lead lap, they were out. They were just done. So it just basically took everybody from the middle of the field and put them up front and started a whole new race, literally. I mean, and then it finished under white flag, and the number 24 car ended up winning, which Jeff Gordon and company were very happy about. So congratulations. But I don't know if And listen, I don't have a solution as to what's going to change it. It is what it is now. This is the thing it's become, and it seems like most races are there. I mean, the key to winning NASCAR race is, first of all, stay in the race till the end, and you've got as good a shot of winning as anybody out there. You really do. And Shannon says they stayed up till 1 a.m. to watch, so no one spoiled it. Oh, good. And I know Dan's in the middle of, Dan right now he's in deadline mode. He's got to get everything done, all the stories put together and the photos put together, the magazine put together, so that the March 2024 special edition of 10-4 magazine will be out, and it will be in Louisville, Kentucky with us, and available for everybody there in Louisville to pick up a copy. And I'll tell you what, we bring pallets. I'm not kidding. Pallets of magazines with us to the shows. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. Louisville's one that we bring pallets of magazines and give them out all during the show. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days in a row, Dan and Shan and we have some helpers in the booth. Usually it varies who's there. We'll be handing out magazines all through the show. So anyway, I want to say howdy to everybody else that's tuned in. Jeremy, thanks again. I don't know if I caught you there before. John Jake's in the house. Clay, nice to have you. JC, good to have you on the show. JC's our man in Louisville. He is, of course, in charge of putting all them pretty trucks together for the PKY Paul K. Young Truck Beauty Championship that goes on simultaneously with, of course, Matt's Mid-America Truck Show in Louisville, Kentucky, that's going to be happening here at the end of March. So looking forward to being out there. Can't wait. One of our good friends, of course, Evan, from Time to Shine, and that's Evan's Detailing and Polishing, Evan Stagger. And, of course, you might know Evan and some of the other hats he wears, which are many, Babes and Big Rigs. And I got some questions for Evan to ask him about what it is that he might be involved in on some other publications that are showing up. And those are different ones that I say. They kind of look like an Evan production, but anyway, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We're going to have Evan on again, I'm sure, before we head to Louisville, so we'll find out. Also want to thank Pittsburgh Power, maker, inventor of max mileage fuel additive. Pretty much, you know how Frank's Red Hot, they put that on anything. That's max mileage. You can put this stuff in anything. If it burns gas or diesel, it is definitely a good additive to have. And it looks like success is definitely something that Pittsburgh Power and Bruce Mallison and the guys are good at. They really do good things over there. So performance, maintenance, whatever you need done, give them a shout out. Let them know 10-4 and Studio 10-4 Live told you to do so. Driverette, what's going on? Eva. And I don't know, Eva or Eva. I can't remember. Eva. And I've known both. So I've known some women with the EVA that are Eva and others that are Eva. So good to have you on there. Who else is tuned? Dale, did I get you, buddy? Dale Bocaleone, good to have you back on the show. It's been a while, man. I haven't seen Dale around. So good to have you and be a part of the show. All right. So one thing I got to take a second here. I want to see here. Oh, the Diesel Addict, Stephanie, is looking to try to pop in too. So When she does, we'll bring her in live, and that way we can make sure that we get her this time. And it's tough because uh, she's involved in something. I'll let her tell you what it is and why she's not here right now. Uh, I got a friend of mine. I was going to say, take a minute. I got a friend of mine that went through a big surgery today, back surgery, and I'm getting text updates from the hospital, and they're telling me, when he went in, when he actually was getting the procedure done, when he got out, and he's on his way to recovery. So heal fast, Scotty. We want you back up on all two and walking and without pain anymore. So such is life for all of us, and it's funny. Keith and I, our cover trucker, were talking earlier, and one of my processes of the show every week is to go through and invite people to watch the show. And when I do that, I see so many people uh, names on the screen they're gone. They're not with us anymore. And I don't know if you guys are seeing that in your lives on your social media lists, and friends that are no longer with us and with you and with us. It's amazing, and we're young. What the hell's going on, man? Yeah, there's been friends of mine that have been leaving this realm for years, and some of them just because the old habits die hard, and others just unfortunate. So glad to have you all here, though, and it's a pleasure to be able to bring the show to you every week and do this. Jacob, good to have you back on the show, man. Jacob Bonham, big part of our successful last week Valentine's show. Next week, by the way, we're going to have a gentleman that's going to be with us. If you have any questions, concerns, needs about credit, about how to make sure your credit is accurate. So, all the credit agency, TRW, and the other, no, did I say TRW? I did. That's dating me. TransUnion and the other two, and I can't remember them right now. So if anybody out there can, let me write in there and tell me. But uh, those three are going to be discussed. And what my guy does is, if you have credit that's in peril and you need help getting it straightened out, this is the guy to get a hold of. This is the guy to help you do that. A lot of stuff, and I've experienced this in the past where I've had crap on my credit that shouldn't be there. And it took a little nudging on my part and some other people to get it removed, but we got it removed. So accuracy is everything. If you have good credit, still talk to Carlos, and we'll let you guys decide what he can best do to serve you. But his knowledge and background is what it is. Equifax, Experian, and yeah, that's it. Thank you, Equifax and Experian. Jacob knew what was going on there, and all three are different. I mean, right now I've got two that are showing the same score. One's different. I've got one reporting that has a negative on it from this low life agency that basically just fishes for people that'll pay. Um, and I've had phone calls from these people too to try to get me to get suckered into hey, you need to pay this, and no, I don't. I don't owe that. So anyway, listen, there's a whole bunch of information to be had here. Next week, his name's Carlos, and I don't have his business name right now. He actually was part of a program we did a month or so ago. We had a live stream that we did with him and his company about how to generate corporate credit so that you don't have to use your name and act as a personal guarantor for your business. He's one of the guys involved in that business. And Jacob, yes, your wife is smart. That's true. All right, listen, without messing around anymore and wasting any more time, I'm sure this gentleman's got things to do. I'm going to bring in our February 2024 cover truck story guy, Mr. Keith Bothwell. Keith, how you doing, man?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good to have you on the show, man. You looking good over there?
I wanted to talk to you about Spam for just a second. My grandma fed me that for years. It didn't hurt me any.
Yeah.
You know
You know,
what I'm
it's
talking about.
Oh, I do. And you know what's funny is that's making a big comeback,
Yeah, I've heard that.
advertising wise. It is. It's back, and it's like, are you kidding me? They're trying to sell because now everything is so health conscious and so
Yeah,
low sodium, and Spam is none of that. I'm
right.
sorry, it's not.
It was bad back in the day. It's bad now, I'm sure.
Oh well, I don't know, man. They probably have a healthier version of it. I would imagine they had to, but yeah.
Yeah.
See, so snouts. What does it stand for again, or something? I can't
Don't
remember.
read the
Somebody else.
ingredients. Do
Yes.
yourself a favor, don't.
I bet you a bunch of y'all out there do know. So, uh, hey, you got a comment from Bailey Bothwell, and I'll put it up on the screen there. Hi, Bailey. Good to have you on the show too, and watching your dad. That's awesome. So, mom and I are watching. She says that's good. You got to have support. Another comment too from Reed. It was so cool to see that truck in Reno. So,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah, right on. So obviously, first off, let's say congratulations on making the cover of 10-4 magazine.
This experience with 10-4 magazine has been great. I told my wife right off the bat, this is either going to go bad or it's going to be one of the best things I ever did. And fortunately, it has been one of the best things.
We're glad to hear that too.
Yeah. So we're very appreciative. 10-4 magazine has been great to us. Stephanie, John, I talked to you last night. It's been a pleasure to work with y'all.
Yeah, well, and the emergence into the whole thing too. I mean, for some it's more than others, depending on who shoots the truck. If you end up in an area where Dan can come out and shoot it, you're going to get Dan and Shan. You could get Dan and Shan and me. It could be any number of different people involved in the shoot, and they're all different and they're all fun. So glad to have you get a good experience and. As Shannon is saying, and I have as well last night to you, and again today, welcome to the 10-4 family.
John, something else I wanted to say. I was so happy to see Aaron Smith's truck in the back of that magazine, where mine was in there also. And Aaron Smith is a great friend of mine, great guy, great family, and I was really proud to see that in there.
Well, and a lot of people, they know this because they know us at 10-4, and it's a family deal, man. And a lot of the folks that make it into the magazine, some way, somehow, somewhere, have been connected. They've been connected to us, and the story's been told, introductions have been made, and the connection is lifelong and in a good way. So. That's something that makes 10-4 definitely stand out amongst all the other ones. And they're not saying any of the other ones are bad. When I say
Right.
bad publications, no, they're different, and
they're different. Yeah.
I've in my business life feel I've had that same persona, and it's carried on with 10-4 and also with Rogue Truck Body. It's the same thing, man. A lot of folks when they buy equipment from us, they don't realize they're making a connection. Now they're part of the family. It's not just a business thing. It's you're part of our family. We're going to take care of you. So let's talk about this truck for a bit. So I know this truck has a story, and it's a 62, which by the way is a great year for trucks and for guys named John Testa. Just happens to be the year I was born. And oh, by the way, next week I have a birthday coming up. So what? Whoa, hey, yeah. So anyway, let's talk about your truck, Keith. Tell us where'd it come from? Where'd you find it, and how did it get where it's at today?
When I first knew about this truck, Jerry Weber down in Akron, Colorado had it, and I never did drive this truck for all the time. I made a lot of trips in it when something would be going on with my truck, and I would just take that for a spin. But I always loved that truck, and found it parked out in a junkyard out in Akron, Colorado. Aaron Smith got me going with it, and we went out and drug it home. And my wife was like, "What in the world did you bring?" And
It didn't look quite like it does today either, I'm
it did
imagining.
not look like that at all. It was a lot of pieces, and
Yeah, you got to preface what she was saying with what it looked like.
yeah, and I don't know. She's very proud of it now. So am I.
Good.
But that's where it came from. It was, I had a cab for that truck that was much better shape than the one that I used, but I had to use the cab that was originally on that truck just for I don't know what you would call it. You probably got a word for it. I don't, but that's the cab that belonged on that truck.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, and I mean, let's back up and create a timeline here. So, when was it that you found it?
I don't recall the year. It's been about 3 years ago. So
Oh, not all
2011.
that long ago then. Okay. All right.
Not that. Nope. And I started putting it together, and I was going to do it this way, and then then it looked better this way, and then there was a lot of that back and forth. And finally,
Yeah.
once I decided on a real plan, it come together pretty quickly. And
Got Connie B dropping in here. Is that your sister?
that's my sis. Yeah,
Yep. She says so proud of my big brother. So there you go.
very nice.
Very nice. Take a minute just to shout out to everybody if I haven't got you and said howdy to you. Thanks for jumping in. I got some personal friends showing up today on the show. Nancy, my old roomie, good to have you on the show, roomie. Hope things are going well. And I know she just celebrated an anniversary, so happy anniversary to you, Mr. Bill. In 3 years' time, I mean, you've taken this thing from a basket case to earning its keep. You're running this truck. I mean, not right now, as we talked. It's on hiatus because it's wintry, it's snowy, and it doesn't need to be out there getting messed up. So
Right. Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do with that truck when I first put it together. I had no idea what to do with it, and I was just going to go to some truck shows maybe. But what I found is Clyde Green put me to work right away. In fact, the maiden voyage on that truck was to Reno, and we had loads out there. We got about, I don't know, Rock Springs, Wyoming, and I developed it was sucking air in the fuel. And so we stopped and we're working on that. Couldn't figure it out for a minute. And I seen Clyde shaking his head thinking, what in the world are we doing bringing a truck like this on its maiden voyage? But it all worked out. And
it's called working the bugs out.
Yeah, I guess so.
It is. No, it is. But you take it out there and work it out, shake them out, shake all the bugs out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then he put me to work, and I run back and forth last summer a lot from around Twin Falls, Idaho area down into the Panhandle, Oklahoma, and everything went very well. I'm very happy with it.
Now, I was going to say, and I know you got a good air conditioner because it's sitting there right on top of the cab.
That air conditioner doesn't work. In fact, when those air conditioners were new, they never did work very good for very long. But I put a vintage air in underneath the dash, and yeah, it's blowing ice cold air now. So
yeah, you want spitting ice cubes at you out there while you're on the road.
Exactly.
Hey, guys, Stephanie says she can't make it, and she's watching when she can. Excuse me. So congratulations again, Keith, from Stephanie, and we'll look for having the Diesel Attic back on the show again another time. So Stephanie, you enjoy what you're doing, and take care. We'll talk with you again soon. So I wanted to, of course, go through and talk with Steph and you about the photos that were shot, but let's bring some of those up. You keep go ahead and fill in the blanks for me here while I get this stuff up. I know this truck right now, you're letting it sit. So are you sitting too, or are you running anything else out there right now?
No, I borrowed a truck from Tri-State Commodities, which I'd worked for Tri-State for over 20 years. They lent me a truck, and I've been pulling Clyde's trailer, hauling Clyde's loads. So I've still been running, making revenue, but that little red Kenworth is setting until May. So.
And there she is right there. So we're going to bring
Yeah.
up some photos here. You can kind of give us a little synopsis of each photo and tell us where you're at and what you're doing. Kevin, thanks for joining in. Always good. Later on time, it don't matter. Nice to have you all here. By the way, you got some more friends tuning in, Keith. Zach Brizel.
Very
Is
good
that right?
friend. Yes. Yeah.
No, good.
Great
Good
friend.
deal.
Yeah.
Right on. Proud to call Keith my friend. It's always good to see that red KW rolling down the road. 10-4. I agree.
Thank you, Zach. Yeah, that picture right there, of course, Stephanie took it. It was an old elevator right around Greeley. And that's one of my favorite shots, I think, of that truck that she took. I had no idea what she was doing. I just stood off and, yeah, that's my mug.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, hang on. Hold on. Liar.
Looky there.
I figured I'd try to pop in real quick.
Hi,
Liar.
Stephanie.
Look at you. Where you at? What are you doing, Steph? What's going on?
Shooting pool. It's Wednesday night pool league.
Oh, boy. You know, that's a fun thing to do, man. Good for you. Are you any good?
Some might say so.
I'll bet she is.
Yeah, don't be shy, man. Tell us like it is. That way, you're not going to be roping us in on a game that you're going to kill us at.
I enjoy shooting. How about that?
All right, we'll leave it at that. Well,
Right.
it's now that you're here, how much time you got?
I got about 5, maybe 10 minutes here.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you just kind of give us your take on the photo shoot and Keith, if you got anything you want to share with us, go ahead and get her out before you got to run off again.
No, it was a good time going out there. Got to visit with my friend Leah. She had got to be able to see firsthand what I do. I tell her about it, but she actually got to be there and meet Keith and Candy, and she was tickled to be able to do that. So, yeah. But the photos went really good though. I mean, they were all just kind of, nothing was really planned. We went and looked at spots and tried to find some stuff and get some fall colors. So we figured that'd look good with the truck.
Good deal.
Seat of the pants photo shoots.
What?
Seat of the pants photo shoots.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring this shot up. This is definitely a Stephanie shot right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's a classic Diesel Addict right there, man. Nice shot. I like that.
Thank you.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mountains in the background.
Yep. And interior of this truck is a beauty too. You did a good job capturing that. And there's something up there in the top of that hanging down. Tell us what that is, Keith, because I don't think anybody else is going to know.
Well, that's just a low air warning. If it got below about 65 pounds, that flag come down and it said low air. And I don't know. I remember that in trucks that my dad had, and so I had to have one.
I'll tell you what, man, that dash is just freaking awesome from my standpoint. I love that dash.
That's part of that's going from my dad. I remember going with my dad in old Kenworth it was in 63, but the dash always shine. And that was important to me to have it. Glossy finish.
And Peterbilt used to have a similar just kind of flat dash like that in its later model 359s that before they hit the Corvette dash and did that whole deal. But very similar to what Peterbilt was doing at the time. Just very simple but very elegant, man. Very nice looking and everything in where it needs to be and clean, very clean. So
very clean. That's what. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
What do you got there for sticks? What are we shifting?
It's got a Spicer 5 and 4 in it. That's what I learned on a 4x4, but I spent a lot of miles with my dad. He was driving a 4x4, and I think I said this in the article. I didn't know how to shift it for sure, but I knew how it was supposed to sound.
I'll tell you what, I love 5 and 4. I learned my twin stick habits on a 5 and a 4. And if you know what you're doing, you can really make those things work. So,
yep.
Stephanie,
That is
I'm
a
like,
picture of my dad in that that I'm holding up. I'm very proud of my dad. I was very fortunate to have him in my life.
and hand down, I guess, the good habits of good trucking, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yes, I think so.
Nice looking shot there.
Yeah.
Good
one. By the old beat up grain elevator.
You know, structures, there's something about them, huh, Steph?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a nice position, nice shot. It really soothes the OCD in me a lot because you got everything straight and in line, man.
Yes. Me too. I like that a lot.
I'm looking at the stacks compared to the corner of the building, and they're perfectly in line with each other. And it's like, how do you do that, man? That's awesome.
You've done a great job, Steph.
Thank you, Keith.
Great job. Yeah.
All right, who's this guy?
This was painted on the back of the sleeper years ago, before my time. There was a guy in Akron, Colorado, that would come out and do this. And Jerry always liked to have BC comic characters on the back of those trucks. And it's got to where you can't hardly see it, but it's like a caveman, and he's pouring Miller's beer in one ear, because we hauled Miller's, but he's pouring it in one ear and it's coming out the other.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what it was he was holding. And
I just can't come to take it off of there.
Oh, no, it's part of its personality. Leave it alone.
That's right.
Yeah. Love the hood ornament, the KW emblem. Now that KW, is that stock, or is that an aftermarket KW?
Nope, that's the one that was on there. I took all those grill pieces and had them chromed, but to keep that original emblem was important to me.
Okay.
I wonder if anybody knows out there if that's an original KW emblem then, because I'm that's kind of a wild graphic or font, that they have on there from what, of course, they have now. If you look behind me up here, and you can see up there in my background, right now it's kind of hard to see because it's right above my head, but it's a whole different font. So, but I like this. Yeah. It's a fun font. I like it.
Yeah, that was original, like in the '63. In fact, on into the '70s, they had one that was almost the same font, but it was a little sharper. In fact, I liked them better. But that's the one that was on the truck, and that's the one I went with.
There you
go. We are cruising down the road, Candy and I.
Little shot rolling down the road.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your kitty cat.
That's a monster. Yeah.
Man.
That was a pain to get in there.
And is it at 450 or where are we at with it?
Yeah, it's just set at 450. It's got to last me a long time. I don't want.
Yeah, leave it alone. Let it work. Yeah, let it work. I hear you.
Great shot, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Great shot.
Where were you standing in the back of your truck shooting that, Steph? What were you doing?
Actually, yes, I was. I didn't bring Herman the high pole out. I opted to stand on the tailgate. Different situation.
All your tools have names. I understand that. So
yes.
What's the truck's name?
Rosa the Road Warrior.
Okay, Rosa. Rosa.
Rosa.
And what's the other one? Herman the high stick? Is that what you called him?
Herman the high pole.
Yeah, high pole.
All right. Another nice shot.
Stephanie.
Now I'm assuming that's your young lady wife there. We won't tell everybody how much
wife Candy
is than you. Yeah, no, we're going to tell.
Yeah.
Keep that one a secret.
And Agnes.
Who's the dog? There you go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
She didn't even attempt to pay.
Now there's the shot with all the color, huh, Steph?
Yeah.
Yes, one of them. Yes.
Beautiful shot. Great shot.
Thank you.
And when did you shoot this, Steph? What month?
October.
Yeah, I was gonna say it had to be. I wanted to just say fall, but you never know sometimes. But yeah, it looks what a great fall shot, great fall color for the truck. Everything was just right on, right on
Actually,
it.
the ironic part is the same weekend I photographed him just before I photographed the January cover.
Ah,
Wow.
okay, all right.
There's a light bar that was built. I built part of it. Another guy built part of it. It's just a lot of people made this come together.
Joint effort, man. It always is. You got to have
Yeah.
roadies and groupies.
Mountains, Candy
Now-
Night cruising down the road.
Don't know if I'll see you again.
Right.
Over to the
Stephanie,
silos.
This picture, that big green thing, it's a leg. That's what it is. It distributes grain to different places. It blew over probably 3 weeks ago and crashed. So we were lucky to get that shot.
I could have sold it to you for
Wow.
more.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody's like, you're
So
cool.
what happened to it, Keith? It crashed.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah, big strong wind come out and blew it over, and there was a picture of it. It landed on top of a car, but
Oh,
yeah,
shoot.
the wind blew it over and it destroyed the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were lucky to get that.
Not yet.
Steph, you want to throw something at those guys or what?
At where?
He actually like walks around.
You got a bunch of people talking around you.
Oh no. It's a smoking area. I don't know if we can see them or not. I don't think we see
Oh,
them.
I cannot. I was going to say, I bet they're out there smoking cigarettes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's not so cold out tonight.
Good.
All right. All right. Well, nice job as always, Stephanie. And how many now does that make for you? Cover of 10-4 magazine. Do you have that number?
I don't. Dan might have that.
Melissa's like, I'm the one that helped her with the court paper.
Sienna says that Stephanie did such an amazing job. So
Thank you, Shan.
I agree.
there you go. All right. Well, Steph, thanks for taking time and coming out and hanging with us.
No problem. You guys have a good night tonight.
Wait a minute before we let you go. Now we got Matt's coming up, so you're going to be there at Matt's. And what are you up to this year for the show?
I'll be photographing all the registered trucks that come through the line before they go get parked.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
So
All right.
we'll run around like a chicken with my head cut off, and hopefully there's no cold weather. It's actually like decent.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. I'm going to get back in. Keith, congratulations again.
Bye,
Talk to
Stephanie.
Q
Bye
and
from
take
Canada
a good
Night.
shot.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. All right, folks. Stephanie Haas, the East-Atlantic there, of course, longtime contributor for 10-4 magazine and very regular cover feature story contributor. So another good job for Steph there. If you guys haven't seen the magazine yet, you can go online or you can still order this, I believe, and get a copy or a subscription with a copy of the February edition in it. But go online, 10-4magazine.com and check it all out. The whole story and photos are in there. So always as with every issue. So what's coming up with you, Keith? Are you going to be going to any shows this year? You got anything lined up?
Yes. In fact, Clyde, pardon me. Clyde and I was talking about going to Matt's, I don't know, just a couple of weeks ago. And it's been several years since we've been out there. It might be time for us to go again. And
I'm going to say you're coming as a spectator. We're not bringing the truck.
Right. But I'll go to that Idaho truck show, that Southern Idaho show, and the one in Pratt, Kansas. I'd like to go to the one up in at Brooks, Oregon. I would love to go to that. I might do that.
Well, that's a great show. It's a great show for a lot of reasons. The property itself is worth the trip over there to check out all the historic vehicles and things that they have on site. And for old guys, we get it. The young ones maybe not so much.
I told Clyde, I said, he was after me about taking it to Brooks. I said, I don't think that truck really fits out there. And he said, it fits exactly out there.
Oh, so, yeah. So that's a Brooks truck right there. If I ever seen one, we'd love to have you over there by the 10-4 booth. I'm pretty sure we're headed out there again this year. And my first time out was last year, and it was a good show, and a lot of great looking old trucks. But like I said, the museum which they have is a live museum. There's equipment that's on site that's actually working and functioning and producing for the show to give everybody education on what it is that this thing does and how it works and how it used to be, how things got done. So, yeah, it's a good
I'm
one to make.
excited to do that show. That will be good. Yeah.
Good. We'll have to talk then before that happens and make sure we get you parked in the right spot if you're going to bring the truck out.
Very good.
Yeah, we'll see how that all comes together. And we'll look forward to seeing you at Matt's. We're going to be in the North Wing, so I'm sure we'll get together if you're on site during the show and have you be a part of something we're doing during the show. We usually have some kind of a get together. Be sure and obviously drop by the booth, and since your magazine's going to be part of the giveaway all during the show during the 3 days there, you'd be surprised, but maybe not. But people, when they see that's you and that's your truck and you're in the booth, people tend to want to get autographs. So don't be shy. Maybe we'll
probably stumble into you.
I think you better.
One more thing I wanted to say. You were talking about people that have passed on and went before us. There's been a lot in my life in the last 5 years that have gone on, that passed on, but their numbers are still in my phone. I never take them out of my phone.
Yeah, you know what? We are a lot alike, Keith. I don't delete people. I just don't.
No. So
it's I don't know. I see them. Even my ex-wife is still in there. I don't know what that means, but anyway, that might change after tonight.
There you go.
Hey, it's been great getting to know you and talking to you. Is Candy still there in the front area there with you?
Yes, she sure is.
Bring her on in. And
come on in, Candy.
Let's give everybody a look at her.
She's looking marvelous as ever.
I'm sure boy, you're scoring big tonight. Hey, hi, Candy, how you doing? There you go.
How are you?
Good to get to know your man there, and pleasure having him on the show, and congratulations to both of you. It's a team effort. It's not just him. It's all y'all.
That's exactly right, John.
Thank you.
So, you bet.
It's a cute little bastard.
Wait a minute. We talking him or the truck? I like you already. Good deal. Yeah. Well, we look forward to the opportunity to meet you. If it's not in Louisville, well, hopefully he'll bring you out there to Brooks, and we get to meet you out there in Brooks, Oregon this year. We will get together sometime this year for sure, John. All right. You guys take care of each other. What's that?
Thanks for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Our pleasure.
It's been an honor.
Also wanted to let you know too, the two sponsors that we have on today's show, this is a monthly deal, one cover truck per month for 12 per year. They will be sending you out some products. So look for something to be coming from Max Mileage and from Evan Stagger at Time to Shine, Evans Detail and Polishing. All right. Sweet. All right. Very nice. Okay. Keith, take care. We look forward to meeting up with you in real life, and stay safe out there. All right. Thank you, John. You betcha. All right, everybody. Keith Bothwell, February 2024 cover, and luckily and fortunately, we were able to get Keith in, and he was available to do the show this month. Last month, we were able to get it to happen, but we've had some trouble here in the past. Just folks are just busy, and that's a good thing. If you're not going to be able to make the show, we'll give you a pass if you're working. That's something good. You need to go out there and make money. So we'll try to get something together where we do a show and bring some of the folks in that we missed along the way, hopefully, and give them their time in front of the camera and on the show. Things that are coming up, obviously, Truckin For Kids is coming up, and you guys haven't been paying attention. You want to definitely get pre-registered, and to do that, go to 104magazine.com and click on that tab right there. If you do that, you can go in and pre-register. And there it is right there. Bing. Click on that, and it'll bring up that next screen, and you can go in and tell it exactly what it is you're going to do, what you want to do, and get yourself pre-registered. We have 200 of our super cool bonus buckets. Oh, wow. What do we got here? Weekend support vehicle sold out. How's that? Dan, how's that even possible? What does that mean? That's interesting. Well, that tells me you guys better get rolling. And if you are not registered, you better get registered. I mean, we got a lot of space out there, but I'd get it done. 66 days, 20 hours, and 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Yeah, get it done. So again, 10-4magazine.com, click on the tab there and get yourself pre-registered. Thanks, Gene. It's always so nice to have you and kind words you share. I appreciate that. And thank you for tuning in. Candy, old school is so cool. Of course it is. Old guys rule, right? There it is. Yeah. Jeremy, I agree, man. The color of the truck and the patina, as they call it, just the way it looks, everything about it, I wouldn't change a thing. I think I'd leave it just like that. And got that dash and that interior looked good though, didn't it? So yeah, good stuff. John, if you're asking if I'm going to Matt's, yes, of course I'll be there. Keith had mentioned that he may be out there as well, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. We'll be live streaming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days of live streams from Mid-America, and that'll include the Matt's show itself as well as the PKY show. We'll have the formal light show on Thursday night. That means from as soon as it gets dark enough to fire it up and do it. And usually we run a good hour or so during the light show on Thursday night. We're also going to do a little teaser on Wednesday night. They're actually judging lights on Wednesday night, so we'll be out there and about checking out some of the trucks on Wednesday night. Wednesday we'll be out and about checking out everybody getting set up, placed, rags down, final everything to being in the show. I think it's rags down at 10 a.m. So that'll be that day where it's just kind of the last minute stuff that can get done gets done. We actually fly in on Tuesday, so I get in first, and then Dan and Shan and everybody else will be coming in pretty close to my time, but a couple hours later, I think, if I remember right. And then Thursday, we'll start the show off, and might be speaking out of turn here, but I got a feeling we'll be talking to the boss man, Brian at 4 State Trucks. And as we do every year at Matt's, we open the show, the Mid-America Truck Show, in his booth inside. So Brian Martin, the boss man, 4 State Trucks, looking forward to doing that. And of course, plenty of other folks to show you guys and share with you during the show. We'll be all over that thing, covering indoors and out. And of course, this year, the Paul K. Young Truck Beauty Championship is going to be outside the front door. So looking forward to that new setup and how that's going to turn out. We have no idea yet. Just have seen a map of how they're going to do it and position the trucks, but it changes the whole dynamic of the show. That's for sure. So in a good way too, by the way. So looking forward to making it happen. Truckin For Kids, again, be sure and get yourself pre-registered for that. All the other shows that are coming up in the year, throughout the year, go to our 10-4magazine.com website, click on the events tab, and it will take you to where you need to go. It'll give you the information you're looking for, all the shows we have information on at this time, at this point. And just so you have a quick peek at it, there it is. Mid-America, March 21st to the 23rd. Desert Diesel Nationals, and that's Firebird Motorsports Park in Chandler, Arizona. There was, I'm surprised when that came back. I thought they were closing that last year, so they must have got a reprieve on that one, and good thing they did. 75 Chrome going to have their usual shindig there in Florida, right up against the same time that we're running down here on the West Coast. But you know where you need to go. You want to go out on the West Coast where it's nice and cool, but it's warm enough to be out. So come check it out. Trucking for Kids, and it's all about the kids. Charity truck show, and the Shriners are our charity that we run the money up for. All the rest of the stuff that's out there, it's all there for you. And I want to go scroll down here and see if Dan's got it on the. There's Brooks right there, August 23rd, 24th. Souza Memorial back in town again. 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show, and I don't know if we're still sticking with that name or not, but that's going to be on November 2nd and 3rd, and that is held at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway in Bakersfield, California. So if you guys want to get back to an old school truck rodeo and do it like they did back in the day, man, this is going to be it with a new twist, I'm sure, on some things. Plenty of fun and a good time, a little bit of show and shine and something for everyone, I'm sure. Go hang out in Bakersfield too while you're there if you got time, and go check out the Crystal Palace. Buck, oh man, I can't believe it. Yeah, Buck and Roy and Buck. Well, anyway, I mean, Bakersfield's an interesting town. It's an old cow town. Certainly has been modernized in the days, but Buck Owens making it famous back in the day with Roy Clark, and doing it from Bakersfield, California. All right, y'all, listen, anything you need, check it out on the website. Find out the information to all the shows. Of course, Trucking for Kids, I want to get pre-registered for that. And until next time and next week, tune in. We will have our guest will be Carlos. And Carlos will be telling us all there is to know about getting your credit straight. Bring your questions, bring people along to your family that need to have this information, and let them be a part of the show. And you can be running the keyboard, asking the questions while we get this all worked out. What does it take to get your credit report right? Credit's pretty damn important these days. I hate to say, but it is. I mean, you want to rent a house, they check your credit. You want to get insurance for your truck, for your car, they run your credit. Everything is based on that. So if you've got anything that's not right on your credit, you need to get it fixed. If you don't know what kind of shape your credit's in, you definitely need to find out. And Carlos has a system. So you've heard of some of the other, credit monitoring systems that are out there. He's got one, and it's pretty slick. It's all part of his process of clearing up credit that has either wrong information, bad information, or otherwise stuff you don't want on there. And this is a good way to get it cleaned up. We'll show you how and share with you next week. James, good to have you on the show. Jamie Williams there, of course. Yeah, Jamie, I agree 100%. Matt's will be a positive experience being in the front. Absolutely, it will be. And and Shannon says they're working on the sold out support vehicles. Okay, excellent. That's for Trucking for Kids, by the way. Yeah, I was surprised to see that. That I don't know. Anyway, there's lots of room out there at that show, so I'm kind of surprised unless we're just getting super sign up, and either way, get signed up so we don't run out of space. We'll see you guys next week. JT saying so long from Studio 10-4 live here in the studio, and 10-4 Magazine. Thanks again to our sponsors, Pittsburgh Power, of course, creator of Max Mileage, Evans Detailing and Polishing, and it's time to shine. Get Evans on your line, I guess. So look forward to having him on the show again soon, too. Take care. Keep the shiny side up, folks. We'll see you